Hello, and welcome back to Dice Droppings Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle Chicago by Night. Today, or tonight, or whenever you're viewing in on us, we have two of our coterie members. So why don't you say hello to our viewers, uh, my lovely dynamic duo?
Good evening.
Hello.
Ooh.
Welcome to the chaos.
So,
And in where we try to pretend there's some order to it.
yeah.
We have found out the cats have gotten out.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So for those of you coming in on this episode, the rest of our coterie will be joining in at a different time because where our two faces of the group were last left off, Elysium had broken out of control, where there was a conflict after the introduction to Sierra von Burris of Clan Lasombra gave her official announcement that the infamous Clan of Shadows was to be brought into the Camarilla, or at least that was her intention. And that was met with not a large welcome.
Mixed reviews.
Mm-hmm. So we found out what happened with the other half of the coterie. Their task finding the missing delegate, Malenkov. But let's tune in with our other two to see how they handle the more social aspects of the scene. So, Seraphima, Donovan,
Mm.
you are in the mix of Elysium. Sierra has been taken out of sight by Damien and two other hounds. Donovan, you do see kind of in the corner of your eye, and Seraphima, you're pretty quick with your eyes, and you do notice that Clyde does kind of give you a slight motion before he kind of puts up his hood and scurries out behind where he sees her going to. So you do have that covered.
Okay.
Prince Kevin Jackson is immediately kind of dictating how everyone should be, at least dictating to the other Ventru to kind of sort of extend their influence over the crowd to calm them down. And
Is
you're
that-
starting to see.
Am I being addressed as well, or am I just sort of observing that from
You're
afar?
sort of observing. You
Mhm.
are. I mean, your status gives you an awareness of Prince Kevin Jackson's inner circle.
Yeah.
You have just not had the opportunity yet to
Yeah.
become a part of it.
Mhm.
You did see that Genghis was escorted out by Alexa, but in his anger, he
Kicked up a bit of a frenzy.
kicked up a bit of a frenzy. The
Did what
two
the
of
rabble
you,
do.
the two of you have enough control over your emotions to recognize when someone's trying to influence them artificially, which
Sure.
is a skill that the clan Bruja does, and that has definitely agitated the hornet's nest of Elysium. Currently, Annabelle, the primogen of the Toreadors, is sobbing blood tears because Genghis threw a crystal glass at one of her paintings, and it's not going well.
Sure. Sure.
So you have a bit of a moment to kind of see where you want to fit in
Okay.
into this swirling chaos because people are kind of coming back and forth. No one's dispersed yet.
Sure. People
Technically,
are-
Elysium has not been dismissed yet, so people aren't sure
Okay.
if they can leave. But definitely some of those individuals that you know to be anarch influence have left.
Okay,
after
so
Genghis-
most of the anarchs are gone.
Yeah, after
Well, that's
Genghis
good.
after Genghis was forcibly removed,
They
the
went
other
with their dude.
yeah. Mhm.
Gotcha. Okay, so the people making the noise, right?
Mhm.
They're not obviously the calm people. They're the people who are upset.
Yeah.
What I know it's a fracas. But does it just seem like they want to be heard? Like they're upset about the fact that there's a Lasombra here and demanding
Yeah.
such a thing?
It seems to be more of that
Okay.
nature. No one is giving coherent reasons as to why, and if they
Okay.
are, you see that Prince Kevin Jackson is immediately moving toward his offices alone.
Okay.
You
Alright.
do have a moment if you want to catch him now, but he doesn't seem to be. He doesn't have any of his guards or anything, so it might not be. He's not leaving like the premises.
Sure, yeah, he's probably going to his. You said an office he has here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes sense. God, I do really want to grab him for a private thing, but at the same time, I do want to try and quell the all the cats with their backs up right now. Oh, fuck. It'd be bad if Seraphima approached him alone. Okay. And there's no way I can do both, right? Like it's too.
You in this exact moment, you would either have to catch Kevin Jackson. If you want to talk to him, you would have to catch him now, or
Okay.
wait.
Will I not have an opportunity to speak to him?
You will. He does. If he was leaving, you would see the retinue that he would have, and he'd be heading toward the exits. He looks like he's heading toward the floor up that looks like to be completely cut off from like anyone to go through. Those are like his private like offices here at the Succubus Club.
Is oh fuck, what's his name? The Kevin Jackson's got that accountant guy. Does he go with him? What's his name?
Alan Sovereign.
Alan Sovereign,
who is the seneschal.
Donovan.
Yes, Donovan. You have high enough status to know his proper title, and no, Alan Sovereign is not going with.
What is
Jackson.
Sovereign doing right now?
Sovereign,
is he with the other Ventru?
He is with the other Ventru, and he is one of the ones that seem to have a collective face, even though you and Seraphima and all of your coterie know that no one aside from Prince Kevin Jackson knew that Lasombra were in town, and it seemed like no one knew the Lasombra's intentions. So,
right, obviously.
Alan Sovereign.
I didn't know.
Alan Sovereign's face, as ever, is an impossible wall.
Yeah, he's just a bust on a body. Yeah. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go for. Okay, then I think I'm going to. I'm gonna try to quell the crowd. I think I think calm this shit first. My own agenda later. So I think Donovan is gonna give like a look over to Seraphima, and it's just like a Christ, just these fucking children, like. Just to the weaker-willed vampires who got kicked into a frenzy, knowing, of course, that my partner could never fall to such a thing.
Although my primogen does, obviously.
I mean, she
is openly weeping.
She's under a lot of stress, having to be, to work and do things and make decisions. It's a lot of
the portrayal of her visage was just. Like mangled.
Just how many? I quick funny, just for a joking thing.
Yeah.
How many of her toadies are attempting to like wipe off the painting?
Oh, immediately there are probably at least 4 of them trying to like wipe at the blood without scraping the painting. One of them that you do notice though is just very handsome, like. He would be the poster child of middle America, kind of handsome,
tall,
blonde haired, very muscular, long blonde hair, all American kind of beauty. And it is more beautiful than he is handsome.
Gotcha.
As he just looks, his hands in his pocket, he's kind of laughing at the entire situation, and he's just like, I think it looks better this way.
That there's always one. I love it. I do want to like look at Seraphima and kind of like gesture to the group of fainting Toreadors, noting that it was Genghis, the one who wrote it, and I do motion like, could you stir the pot?
Moira.
Yeah, he gives a wink. And then Donovan, very bold, yet as if he's done it every day of his life, is going to pop up on the stage.
Okay.
Where Baby Chorus was playing you said the rotating.
Yeah,
I'm sure it stopped rotating.
It stopped rotating. Yeah,
but even if so, I'll just walk backwards. But and I think I'm just gonna hop up on the stage and grab the mic, which has been dropped on the ground from when Sierra was pulled
made
out.
her entrance.
And I will pick it up, and I want to get everyone's attention. I'll use presence if I have to.
Okay.
I don't really want to use daunt, because daunt on vampires doesn't calm them down.
It would escalate. It would escalate this situation.
We don't want that. So I'm gonna use awe to try and not control them and make them like me. I want them to look at me. I want them to turn and stop and look at me for even half a beat. And I'm going to just kind of hit the microphone a bit. I'm just going to they go kindred of the Camarilla, and just like in like an upset dad voice.
Understood. Yeah. The activation of awe does turn heads, as you two are both aware. When a kindred tries to influence others, you are aware of it to some degree. Yeah.
Not
so
that you can prove.
Not that you can prove. Especially not for someone as charming and influential as Donovan Shaw.
Of course.
But at seemingly once we all see as the audience a unnatural sharp turn of multiple predators' heads snap toward the stage.
And in that beat of silence, Donovan's going to continue. And go, is this what we want to show the rest of the ivory towers out there? That one Lasombra can come in here and throw all of Chicago's elite into a complete and utter tizzy? Not the Chicago I know. Not the Chicago that rose up against a werewolf attack. Not the Chicago that pulled itself out of 3 fires. Not the Chicago that pulled itself so far out of the ditch it became the new jewel of the West. And let's be real, that just means the jewel.
So I definitely think that is going to be a charisma leadership or
absolutely.
Charisma persuasion. And
will they have different results?
I think what I will say is your charisma leadership will have more of an impact on the Ventru, but your charisma persuasion will have a general effect. Like both will give you the same result, but if you use leadership, you'll get more sway with the Ventru.
I'm using leadership.
Okay. So while you get your dice pulled together, don't forget to add in your bonuses, for sure your presence dice.
Thank you.
And an additional 2 dice for your status.
Yes.
Yeah.
Would
And while you
I
get your
been
pulled
able to help by like making like kind of agreeing noises or something, like making my way over?
Are you going into the crowd kind of?
Yeah, it's like as I'm kind of weaving my way over towards where Annabelle is, so then it's like it seems to be coming from different places, like kind of like agreement. It's like, yeah, this makes sense.
I will say Donovan making this speech in front of everyone is going to give, instead of you giving him help, it's going to give you more help in talking to the Toreador, because
I'm good with that.
They know that you are part of his coterie. They've seen you together in social circles.
Could I add a dot for my attractive, just to like add to the effect of the magnanimity? Because people tend to listen to nice faces.
Who are attractive. I will say yes.
Okay, awesome. All right, everybody. I got my pool together. Let's see how this goes. Okay, here we go. 9 successes.
even the most stubborn of individuals, like Moira, who doesn't even like you, is impressed by you. And you, I mean, the Ventru are much too, what's the word? They're much too above it all to show any visual expression, but you can definitely see among their number, especially Horatio Ballard, who, as typical, has a like Scotch glass, even though he doesn't need to drink it anymore, and a very fat cigar, both in the same hand, nodding his approval and lifting his glass to you. And so the effect of that. Seraphima, you will have 2 additional bonus dice and social interactions because of your known association with Donovan. In the fact that he was able to take control of this crowd. And Donovan, I am also going to lower the difficulty of speaking to any Ventru for this scene.
Yes. Awesome.
Of trying to convince them of any ideas that you might put forth.
Yeah. So I'll finish it off with now. I think now, elite of the Camarilla, get your thoughts and your complaints in order. Make sure you know what you want to say, and you'll know when you're going to say it. But right now, we show that we are the ones in control. Thank you. And it's just like put it on, and then just hop off like a showman, and just kind of adjust my cufflinks.
As you adjust your cufflinks, almost impeccable timing. The doors to the spot where Elysium is being held open up, and you both see a gorgeously olive skin-toned woman with long pin straight black hair that falls almost down below her bottom. She's wearing a bright yellow mini dress, and behind her are a parade of very eager and excited kind. They've never been to the exclusive floor of the Succubus Club, and now they have their opportunity. And it seems with Donovan taking control and now new food to be had, it seems that the more aggressive feelings are being taken care of. Very well done. 9 successes.
A little gross.
Yeah. So, Donovan, you are
Listen, I'm looking for a managerial position. Right?
Yeah. You are going, we're going to leave off from you because this show of leadership and prowess socially is definitely garnered you some attention. But we're going to shift over to Seraphima very quickly.
Yeah, so I think I kind of weave my way over towards Annabelle, and like probably her harpy is there, and like her little entourage. Do I potentially know who's the one who's like, it looks better this way?
Do you have any dots in status?
Yeah, I don't think I do.
Okay. Because I believe what we had talked about is that Chicago is not your home.
Correct.
So I'm going to need an intelligence politics.
I do have politics.
And if you have any specialty dice in Chicago Camarilla, you can for sure.
Only Camarilla bonus things I have is etiquette, so I don't think that would work.
Gotcha. So, yeah.
Okay, so politics, intelligence, no bonus.
And don't forget, you can always rouse, tempt the beast.
Oh, you crit!
Wonderful. So that is 4, 5, 6. No, that's just 4 because 4 does not. 4 successes.
But
yeah,
still.
You know, yeah,
Right.
no, you know exactly who did. His name is Brett Stryker.
Ooh.
And he is the official harpy of Elysium.
Oh.
And no one chastised him because you also know that Brett Stryker is Annabelle's childer. And it's probably I think you would also know because Brett and Annabelle have a tendency to get into spats at public events. As in him publicly ridiculing her. to them getting into physical fights, and then also bombastic acts of PDA. It's not a healthy thing, and it is a source of tremendous gossip among the Roses, even in your short time in Chicago.
All right. Yeah, so I think I'll make my way over and I'll make like a small quip of um actually while it's still fresh, steam will help keep it from setting.
Does that
Like
work on a paint?
making a gesture to the blood, like slightly more audible for like the
Mm-hmm.
collective to hear rather than them potentially like smearing it.
Yeah. Are you speaking to Brett, or are you trying to address all of the
I
Toreadors?
think it's more a general comment to the Toreador collective that's kind of
Mm-hmm.
in that area.
Yeah. When Annabelle hears that, her head snaps up and you see like the whites of her eyes are fully red as tears continue streaming down, and it makes the blue stand out
Yeah,
very
like
much
I
so.
pull like a handkerchief and I offer it to her.
Yeah, she takes it and dabs at her eyes, and it's like, you fucking hurt her, get steam, something. And you see one of the Toreadors is like, Annabelle, are you sure? We just want to make sure. And Annabelle just turns and slaps her across the face. You heard what I fucking said. And they start rushing off trying to find some kind of steam in this club. Um, Annabelle like stands up and is just like, I don't I don't think I know you. Who are you?
It's been a few years since I introduced myself to you.
Oh, you obviously didn't make that much of an impression if I don't remember you. So, name, lineage, the whole thing.
Seraphima Abbott,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Clan Toreador.
Obviously.
Uh, my sire is Letitia, who is over in Europe. I came over shortly after the accounting and things at her suggestion. Originally
Mm.
went to New York, but then was drawn to the jewel that is Chicago and your
Well, of course you
influencing
are.
territory.
Obviously, New York is dying and is a cesspit of everything old and boring and dull. But obviously, there must have some kind of hope if one of Letitia's brood is skulking about. You look just like her, but that seems to be her thing.
I kind of give like a nod. I let it sit.
Mm-hmm. So, how did you know about that thing about the steam?
I actually have experience in art history and restoration. It's
Oh,
amazing what happens to paintings and how people could even let them get into such a horrible state of disrepair.
well, it's about time that I have someone competent enough. I'm surrounded by fucking idiots. Brett, you hear Brett kind of behind you says, "Look in a mirror." And you just see her head sharply turn, and you see if someone had visible hackles, you would see that they would be raised. But then she turns back toward you. So, despite everything that's happened, I wish I was a bit more put together to give you an official greeting to Chicago, Seraphima. But I hope that you would join us and the rest of the Roses. We traipse about the black box usually every Thursday or so. Are you familiar with the theater?
I specifically isn't that with Moira? Like kind of like general like look around like as if like not quite sure, but I am familiar with the theater area.
Ugh, ugh, don't say her name, that frizzy-haired, mousy little shit. She embarrassed me, you know.
Well, I can't say I'm quite on good terms, or at least a good number of my coterie members are not quite on
Talking to
good terms with her as well. So
Of
talking to
course not.
Genghis today.
She had so much promise. I mean, in another world, and I mean honestly, due to how she chooses to dress, she would probably be among our illustrious prince's retinue, but someone deigned her worthy enough to be among the garden until she decided to embarrass me. Ambition is a worthy trait to have until you fuck it up. So, if she knows what's good for her, she would know not to get into my line of sight.
Ambition, I would agree, is a worthy and admirable trait, but ambition turns very quickly into folly when you don't realize that maybe you overstep yourself.
Thank you. Finally, someone gets it and understands my plight. Oh, goodness. You're with. Oh, now I'm starting to remember. You're with the small one. Uh. Oh, gosh. What does he call. What does he call himself now? The Pythos? You're with that crowd, aren't you?
I, however, did not select certain members of the coterie. I had.
No, I wouldn't suppose you would. Not that I have an issue with Donovan. He is an example for his clan, blah, 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 whatever. And, I mean, everyone tells me everyone tells me the Nosferatu are useful, so I can understand why. I mean, look at you, dear. It's not at all any surprise that a Nosferatu and a Malkavian would gravitate towards you, but, I mean, you and your ilk are obviously going to side with the Lasombra, considering you have one of their ilk among you.
I would like to consider that the welfare of the Camarilla will supersede anything else.
Yes, but what are your opinions on it? Because, I mean, I know what I am going to say, but I would very much like to hear what you're going to say to see whether or not I'm going to continue liking you or this conversation's going to end.
I would say that the Lasombra they're much like the shadows that they like to wield. They're never stationary and they take time to watch. So any decision that should be made should be taken carefully and most definitely with much scrutiny.
I'm going to need a manipulation persuasion from you, Seraphima, and you do have a +2 bonus.
Hell yeah.
Manipulation, persuasion.
That was such a good non-answer.
It's such a venture.
No, it seems like it's an opinion, but it's not. And I love it. It was so good.
Extra 2. We're gonna willpower some of that shit.
I understand.
You were robbed. That was garbage. What the hell?
Total
Okay.
of 3.
3. Yeah. Annabelle kind of crosses her arms. It's just... Well, my opinion is that we know nothing truly about the Lasombra, and I am frankly more upset that I was not among those trusted to be consulted about such a monumentous decision. But... And you see her think for a second, and she blinks very rapidly. You know what? I think I like you.
I will take that as a honor and a compliment.
It exactly is an honor and a compliment, and you catch on quick. That will do you some good. All right.
If
What was I
you would like a
doing?
recommendation for someone to assist, and she provides like a name of like a painting restorer within the city.
No. They've already seen me weep over it. It's pretty much useless now. And she just snaps her fingers, and you see 2 Toreadors kind of scurry over and pick up the painting and move it along.
Remove it.
No, I've cried now. Now it's I'm bored. Oh my god.
My emotions have been spent.
Mm-hmm.
This woman, man.
Well, if there's nothing else that you would need of me as my position of Primogen, I'm going to go. I still run this place, so ta-ta, dear. And she's leaning in. She's gonna kick both of your cheeks, and then she's gonna.
Air kiss return.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of, in the corner of your eye, you see Brett kind of walk up beside you. It's just, so did you mean any of that, or?
The steam, yes. Some of the others, she just gives a grin.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
I don't believe we've officially met, Seraphima.
Brett. And he, like, extends his hand to shake.
Take it.
Yeah,
To be honest,
no, I was. What? Sorry, go ahead.
to be honest, I can't fault you for your opinion after the edition.
Yeah, no, I don't know much about that art stuff. I just figured to say it to piss off Annabelle. So,
Well, considering the evening as it's been so far, what is it? Everybody's got to get their kicks.
yeah, sure, whatever. There doesn't seem to be a lot going on with Brett.
Is there something I can
And he
possibly
seems to
help
be
you
okay
with?
with that.
What was that, Seraphima?
Was there something I could help you with?
No, I just, you talk good. So I was just, wanted to say hello because, it's people who talk to Annabelle without, like, kissing her ass, I like to get to know. You and Kathy are probably the only ones who do that.
Well, let's just say that I was trained to say things without saying things.
Must be fucking nice. Well, yeah, that's it. So I just want to say hi. Seraphima, Brett, as I said. So I'll leave you to it.
Well, hopefully the rest of your night is a little bit better.
We'll see. He shrugs.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts walking off.
Yep. I start to kind of make my way over towards where I saw Donovan generally go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Donovan, before as you're walking through the crowd, you see that the kind of gathered Ventru have waved you over for conversation. But you are waylaid a bit because something, because what is your hunger at right now?
2.
2? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not a compulsion, but something kind of pricks the back of your mind because your particular taste to its exact degree is nearby.
Oh.
And sauntering up next to you, very short in comparison to you, even in heels, she stands maybe about 5'4". She is very obviously blushed, but you can tell she's kindred because she smiles very brightly and has her fangs on display. This medium skin tone young woman with an asymmetrical bob that you see has a silver piercing just below her lip that very attractively brings attention to it. And she smiles at you and says, "Mr. Shaw."
So do I have an idea who this woman is?
This is going to be definitely a intelligence politics.
Ooh, I have a bonus for kindred politics.
Yeah. That
cool.
is going to apply here.
Excellent. All right, so intelligence, politics with the bonus. Cool. Could I add my Dotson status? I've been around the block a bit.
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right, so then that's that and that. Let's see how this goes. 3.
Yep, high enough. You know this young woman. Her name is Thea
Thea.
Noel McCrane.
Thea Noel McCrane.
And yeah, you know her because her grandfather and through that her father were investors in one of your mini companies. It was real
Oh.
estate.
And when you say grandfather, you mean like actual, like when she was kind grandfather,
Yeah.
not
This woman, no,
grandsire. Yeah.
this woman is young, even by she was embraced not too long ago, and
Okay.
she is still within a believable
Mm,
age of her physical appearance.
mm-mm.
Um,
Awesome. Good.
and I think with 3 successes, yeah, you know her relative. She is very young. Let me double check, actually. Here we go. Everything is in alphabetical order until I need to know how to spell.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And
there
then
we
it's
go.
just a
Okay.
shitstorm.
Then it's just a shitstorm. Yes, you would know. She was embraced in 2016.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah,
So
this is a
not
baby.
too long ago.
No.
So what's her full name again? Thea what?
Thea Noel McCrane.
Thea Noel McCrane.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Noel McCrane like a hyphenated name
Yeah,
or
Noel
okay?
Noel McCrane is hyphened.
It's okay. Do I know what clan with 3? Do I know what clan she is?
Say yes. She's ministry.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
And
alluded to because
she's
she doesn't hide it when she's around
mhm. It's low light
Elysium.
in here. It's probably fine.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Interesting. The fuck is she still doing here? All right. Yeah. So she approaches me. Um,
Mhm.
and I give her a winning smile. I go, Miss Noel McCrane,
Yeah, please call me Thea.
Thea. I think very well. Well, I think Thea. Kind of like let's go like I can help you. I thought you would have left. Left already with some of your fellows.
Would
Sticking
like
around to see how everything turns out.
No, I very much enjoy the privilege is provided to me by, well, my position in life, and I think that I will do better in the Camarilla than some of my clanmates.
Well, you already have some fine examples of your clan who've decided to at least sit in on the Camarilla. So I hope you followed their example. Something you looking for specifically, or just looking for some idle chat?
I would hope that I would take this kind of bold opportunity to get to know you. You're kind of I guess household name wouldn't be the correct term anymore.
Shrugs. Like,
Mhm.
um, well, I care a lot about this city and what goes on in it.
Hmm. Very interesting. I've heard some other things about you that have definitely piqued my interest. Um,
Do tell.
I mean, I think there are some people that really just don't like you, which I can't really gather a reason why. Maybe they're intimidated.
Well, jealousy does a lot of terrible things to a lot of good people.
It does, doesn't it? I was hoping, though, that maybe we could, have this conversation over dinner.
And like, I would like to. Okay, I would like to read this girl.
A
Like,
hundred
what
percent.
the hell does this girl want? Because
Mm-hmm.
she's spiking my thing,
Yeah.
and like, I don't want to be alone with this
Mm-hmm.
woman. Let alone something happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to read like what is this? What does
Okay.
this person want?
Yeah. Yeah, I will say also. Yeah, go ahead and roll that for me, please. Then.
Okay, so what do you want me to roll?
It's going to be wits insight.
Wits insight. Okay. Wits inside. It's wits inside. Yeah. Two.
She is very difficult to pin down.
Mhm.
You're not sure if because this naivete is an act or something, or she genuinely you're too yeah, I would say Donovan, you're paranoid just enough to like either she's a very good at pretending to not know what she is, or she genuinely is very ignorant.
Mm-hmm.
But she's hard to pin
But
down.
I'm not sure what her why she's coming over to talk to me right now.
She's obviously attracted to you.
Okay, sure, but I
That's the
mean,
vibe you're picking up. You're
um,
gorgeous. Why? Who wouldn't be?
who wouldn't be? What are you talking about? Horatio Ballard has thought about it. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
No. Okay, I'm real nervous about this.
Mm-hmm.
I go. I think I go. Well, Thea, I will agree with your earlier statement. You are quite bold. I will say, however, my time, especially right now, is rather valuable. However, why don't? And he will reach into his very slowly, elegantly reach into his jacket pocket and pull out a just like an onyx black card that is in fact like a pressed sheet of metal, essentially. Um, like why don't you like come calling at the club like one night? That card will get you in. Like
Well,
I definitely I'm just telling you, like I do not want to interact with this woman right now
I
because
understand.
I've got all this shit going on in the brain,
I
and
understand.
she's now
Yeah.
this X factor, and Donovan
Mm-hmm.
is like, I don't
I
know if I should
understand.
trust this. However, Donovan is his by nature cannot resist the idea of an opportunity.
Understood.
So
Yeah.
I'm trying not to insult her.
Mm-hmm.
I am not trying to be like, okay, listen, kid, you're small fry, fuck off, we'll talk later.
Yeah.
I am trying to give her a level of decorum. I am trying to also imply like, honey, there are things going on right now. However, I would like to continue this conversation, and we should have that dinner, but perhaps like at a later date.
Yeah.
And I am giving her like a line to essentially like a subline of the office that you can call and get a hold of me, essentially.
Okay.
And also that turning that in would just get her into the VIP door.
I gotcha. Yeah. So,
Is there anything I can roll to like not insult her but move her on? Okay. All right. Well,
so here's
okay.
gonna be the thing.
Okay. What's the thing?
So she is going to take the card.
Sure.
And she is going to look you directly in the eyes.
Oh, good.
And you see for a second that her eyes go real snaky. And
like
I
that.
am going to need I believe it is composure.
Damn my good business skills with constant eye contact.
I believe it is composure resolve. So.
Oh, I'm very good at that. Now, would this be to perhaps resist a discipline?
In fact, it is.
Well, I have a bonus to that.
Yeah, and as you're rolling that, she says, Mr. Shaw, my father taught me many things, and one of those is to never meet a businessman in his place of work. So, I don't take no very well, but I can guarantee you dinner with me will be very much worth your time.
Cool.
So,
4 successes.
Yep, that is enough. Even with the Yep, you're only at 2 hunger, so I'm not going to put a penalty on that because she check marks all of your boxes.
Yeah, she does. I'm terrified that she might know that.
Yeah. So there is a moment where it is almost as if very much different than when you or Seraphima activate awe and the world slows down around you.
Yeah.
It is a sense of falling, the floor kind of attempts to pull out from under you.
Mm-hmm.
But you are master of your own mind and have dealt with monsters far more capable than this. Well, capable, but you've lived a little bit longer.
Right.
And you're able to keep your mind from falling into that trap.
Yeah, so she obviously attempts to snake wobble me. And I go, well, your father's a smart man. And then there's like almost like a clicking sound, and his his brown irises just like a wheel just click red as I lean further down into her, and I go, and I just kind of look her even deeper in the eyes, as if completely unafraid of whatever her power is, because it didn't work on me. And goes, bold indeed, Thea, bold indeed. You've got the card. That's more than most. Like, things are happening. If like, you can take the card, or you can take nothing at all. For what you like, you're lucky that right now I'm interpreting of what you just did as a bold business move. I liked it. Take the card, say thank you, and let me get on with my day. And I'm very much now like, okay, I was trying to be chill, and now I'm
All right.
being a little more
So,
aggressive.
are you going to try and intimidate her?
I am going to try and intimidate her. Yeah.
Okay. So, I think this still falls into charisma.
Yeah, I'm not like leveraging anything against her, right? I'm just I'm bringing the bear of my personality down onto her. Yeah, so this will be so I'll do intimidation. I hope hopefully my eyes turning red was my sign of I'm daunting.
Yes, I think I've picked that up.
Yeah. Excellent.
Thank you for the clarification.
Yeah, no. So yeah, I will. Was it charisma, intimidate?
May add your prowess and don't.
And don't. Okay. Ooh, so this is a thing I saw someone do, and and feel free to fucking say no, because
I like new things.
Okay.
Are they shiny?
Because because you had me roll so much to know about this woman. My guess is she doesn't have anything in status.
She does not.
Do you think I could add any points of my status to this intimidation roll to show that I do have claim and privilege, and she is kind of fucking with fire right now?
I will say, because of who this woman is,
yeah,
fucking with fire is her deal.
That's her deal.
So
cool. She knows what she's getting into.
Yeah.
I'm fine. Cool. I'm dope. I'm down with it. All right. Awesome. All right. Well, here we go. 4 successes.
4 successes.
I want to make an impact. 4, I'm sure might be really good, but I want to make an impact. My impact, I will say, my goal isn't to scare her away or make her feel like
you don't want to
stupid or small or anything.
Yeah.
I just want her to understand, like, I'm being very polite to her, but when I lean down, I want her to, like, see the giant aura monster goat thing behind me, that this is, you are fucking with fire, but maybe you didn't realize how big the fire was.
Okay.
That you thought maybe you could wrap me around a finger, when in fact I'm much too big to wrap.
I'm not a matchstick. I'm a bonfire bitch.
A bitch. So I'm gonna spend a willpower. I'm gonna willpower reroll some dice because I got some extras there. Here we go. Ho!
Okay.
So
3
that is
more
7.
successes. 7. Yeah. Okay.
Like, I don't want to close this gate because I've let her know. Listen, you've piqued my interest, kid. But but don't fuck with me idly.
Okay. So, I will say, Seraphima, give me a wits insight, because you were looking for Donovan after your conversation,
Cool.
just to see if you pick up on a thing.
Wits, insight. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, the social thing would not apply because this is not a social thing.
No, this is an observation.
Okay. 2.
All right. So going back to you, Donovan, and your viewpoint as you lean down from your impressive height to talk to her much shorter stature, and you speak almost with a second layer under your voice as you activate Daunt. Her eyes, the pupils retract back to their circular shape as she seems to definitely still try to look you in the eye, but the fear is there. She just seems either too willful to look away, or maybe just still dumb enough to test the waters.
Sure.
But she's just like, I understand, Mr. Shaw. As then she kind of definitely backs up out of your viewpoint. Or at least out of your way.
Yeah, as she backs up, he just goes, rain check. And just everything just like disappears, and he starts walking towards the other Ventru.
Yeah. So Seraphima, you can go beside Donovan, but you do know he's walking toward the Ventru.
Yeah, I think like with enough time for me to break off beforehand, like I put like my arm through his.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we've calmed the cats. Did you have fun playing with your own mouse?
Oh, yeah, ministry girl Thea. I knew her great grandfather, like kind one. I can't read her, but she tried to whammy me in something. Did not work out well for her.
Lovely.
However, I am peaked.
Do you want me to try and figure things out, or do we want a few whispers going around the room?
Maybe later. I'm interested in her for sure. Don't know what's going on there.
Well, I figure I'm not going to be well received in the circle that you're probably headed to, so...
Not particularly.
Thoughts?
However, thoughts.
I know you have many.
Racing as always, dear. Racing as always. Well, it would be good to get some thoughts going in the crowd. Like, see what everyone's feeling. Everyone's about to get, drunk, staring at one of the kind who is just like, oh my god, the Vaporia. She's just bleeding.
Amazing.
Oh my god, I didn't know it was
oh my god, you're doing
here.
shots off my body. Blood everywhere.
Yeah. This is so great. I love the Succubus Club.
She's gonna die. All right.
Do we want to plant some things to see what crops up in what's being said?
I think so. I think it'd be good to know. Obviously, the room is negative, but I would like to see what people's direct problems are and see if we can't curb that a bit.
Okay. I'll see if I can plant some seeds, and we'll see what grows.
You're my top gardener. I trust in whatever you want to plant. I love metaphors. They're so fun.
It's not like my whole clan plays into that either.
Oh, yeah. How was that, talking to Annabelle again?
She's decided she thinks she likes me.
Oh, dangerous.
And then Brett decided to speak to me because I speak good.
Brett Stryker. He's a man who's very aware of his own physicality, and I'm not sure much else.
Let me go plant those seeds. You're getting a little closer, and you like to make an entrance.
If you could, at any point, just have more mentions that you or someone saw Genghis talking to Moira.
Oh.
That can.
Oh, you want that pot stirred?
Yes, please.
Well,
If you have time,
I
I
think
leave it to
Annabelle
you.
has already left. So if you'd like the more medium pack, that's going to be gone.
That's true. I'm fine with simmering it. She can find out later.
We'll put it to a low boil.
Mhm.
And kind of like give his arm like a light squeeze as like I kind of like disengage and kind of go off.
Yeah, there was definitely like when Seraphima came back in after that thing, there was definitely like a walk taller kind of thing. And it's just like, okay, you're going, all right, here you go. The time to talk with the boys.
Yeah, as you come over, you see Horatio Ballard comes up and like clasp you on your shoulder. He's the only one who touches you, and however you feel about that, you feel. He's like, "Oh, Donovan, it's good to see you again. Finally someone had the gall to stand up and say something to these fucking packs of cats."
I think, well, what can I say, Mr. Ballard? I just love this city, and I hate people tarnishing it, even if they're from it.
Yeah. Horatio Ballard is a very large, heavy-set man, dressed in a dark blue pinstripe suit reminiscent of the 20s. And it's
Does he have like a rose boutonniere?
He does, of course he does.
Of course he does.
He's a gentleman, of course he does.
Mm-hmm.
And you see the number of Ventru that are around him. A lot of them are of the outer circle of Ventru, but they just seem to be flocking over here. Young CEOs, lawyers of the general ilk that the Ventru seem to cultivate.
One or two baristas.
Those cutthroat baristas that you see.
Plan to climb
yeah.
those Starbucks chains.
Yeah. You see Alan Sovereign shift and push up his glasses up the bridge of his nose. And he said, Mr. Shaw.
Mr. Sovereign. And just I think a very respectful nod.
Yeah, and Horatio's just like, don't you all have something fucking to do? Go away from me. And you see that the kind of smaller sect of Ventru go find something to do, while Horatio kind of just slumps in his chair. It's like, God, if I needed to breathe, I don't think I could if those fucking neonates stood around me hovering.
They just kind of, Donovan will like adjust his tie, go, they're eager kids, Mr. Ballard. They're just too privileged and looking for something to contribute to.
Not that they could contribute anything. Hey, Sovereign. Alan's just like,
I think I go, eloquently put, Mr. Sovereign.
Thank you, Mr. Shaw.
I give him just like a really like sarcastic smile.
Yeah, Alan Sovereign nods his head.
Yeah.
So, that aside, your opinion is one of the only ones that I give a fuck about. How do you feel about
we're like in a sitting area?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll sit down, but he, instead of like the lean back crossing, he's very much more like lean forward, hands on shoulders. Looks a little more casual, however, tie, of course, still pressed to his chest. You don't let your tie dangle.
No.
Yeah, and he kind of looks at you and goes, well, I mean, here's the long and short of it. This whole situation, I definitely didn't see it coming. That's for sure. However, the more I've been thinking about it, kind of looks at Sovereign, looks at Ballard, more makes sense, right? I mean, where is the Sabbat? They've been pulling out for who knows how long. You know, they've been besieging New York for who knows how long, but that's stopped. It's not like them. Things are teetering. I don't know the details, but they're nowhere near as many as they used to be. Maybe they're all dying. Maybe they're going somewhere else. I don't know. Like, what I do know is, having worked with one for an extended period of time, the Lasombra clan are ruthlessly pragmatic. If they smell a sinking ship, they will abandon. And let's be real, after the Second Inquisition, a lot of power has been rebalanced, and Chicago stands at the top.
Alan Sovereign nods and is like, plus it stands to reason that we would benefit more from accepting their number, and if they prove not to be useful, we can get rid of them then.
Exactly. My thought, though, of course, they can be incredibly useful and they will be dying for any kind of power in this new, even though they're being new. And they'll fight tooth and nail for it. I know my Mr. Wraith, and my Mr. Wraith is ambitious as the next kindred, but the alacrity at which he proves his usefulness astounds me. And he's very eager to. However, the old guard, people are going to scream and chant and pant and champ, because, well, they don't know what's going on, do they?
Yeah, Horatio takes a puff out of his cigars. Is like, well, we can't have them do it. I don't know. I guess it falls down to trust to not have them do anything stupid. I mean, you remember fucking Al? Al was a fucking idiot the entire time. So was Loden for embracing that fucking fat son of a bitch.
He kind of looks over and goes, well, I don't think anyone's really mourning the loss of our. He kind of chuckles of our primogen. Absolutely ridiculous, syphilitic moron.
Sovereign, you heard him say syphilitic moron? Yes, Ballard, I heard syphilitic moron. Yeah, of course you did.
Absolutely. We can trust them to always be working their interest, and the Camarilla is, well, more their gauge these days anyway. However, I see your point, Mr. Ballard. No, in order to if we're going to do this, and of course advise our grand ruler properly, no, I think there's going to have to be some kind of entry fee. Don't you think?
I guess. But, I mean, the council has to vote whether or not to let them in or not. The details of it, I'm sure Kevin Jackson will formulate the details on. Did you know I was going to be in the absence of a Vinchu Primogen? Kevin hasn't exactly deigned to give us.
Been in a rush to fill that role.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see your sovereign pipe in. It's just like, to have a prince such as Kevin Jackson, the Primogen needs to be of equal, if not of a more demanding caliber. That should be expected.
That is exactly what is expected. If someone was going to be the Ventru Primogen in the city of Kevin Jackson.
Yeah, Horatio waves his hand and the cigarette smoke kind of wafts more into the air. It's like, whatever the fucking reason, I'm going to be voicing the eventual vote for the Ventru of the city, whether or not to let them in. And, I don't know, most of us, I mean, the ones of us who have a fucking brain between us, are more inclined to let them in. And
I think they would be too useful. And the best part, because of their unique quality, dependent on us.
I did enjoy how you took control of the room. This is entirely separate to the reason why I brought you over here, but now that I have your opinion, I know that voting yes to let them in is most likely how I'm going to go, but I was impressed by what you did.
Thank you, sir.
And seeing that, I wanted to bring you into my confidence. There's a property in your domain that I wanted to purchase. And through the grapevine, I know some Nosferatu that owns a club somewhere in the north side is going to come with you in the same. I want you to deny him his offer and accept mine.
Serena, great
Yes.
storyteller. When he says some Nosferatu, does he mean the shadow owner of Red Number 5?
You know entirely who that is, yeah.
Yeah, what's his name again? I'm sorry, I don't have it.
Let me get his
Something with an
name.
N, I think.
Yeah, let me pull out the list of names because they're element. Ah, here we go. Adzi.
Adzi. Yeah. They go. I see. You are I know who you're speaking of.
Mm-hmm. Not that there's anything wrong with Nosferatu. I have no problem with them, but Adzi's always going to treat men like us with disdain. And honestly, I think you would have more benefit in siding with me than him on this deal.
Okay. So
Donovan, if you
Hi.
want to just sign with Horatio Ballard on this,
I
there will be no things necessary. But if
sure.
you'd like to contest and perhaps sweeten your side of the deal,
I would
I
like
would.
to
Mm,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I was going to say we can open up into social intrigue
Okay.
or
So
social combat.
the thing I really want to do, I think before I make an answer, I would like to
Mhm.
sort of read the gauge because as Donovan, I have a lot more respect and like want
Mm.
with Alan Sovereign than I do Horatio Ballard.
Understood.
So I want to know, am I fucking myself politically by just
Mhm.
siding with this guy?
Mm.
Not that I have any really love for Adzi, nor do I
Yeah.
really want Red Number 5 to flourish. I do listen. I'm a man who loves an opportunity.
Hmm.
Um, so I guess I want to sort of read the room. Is that like an etiquette? I guess
I would
in
say
between
that would be. I
Ventru.
will say because you're kind of in communication right now and to read the room, I will
Yeah.
say a charisma etiquette
Okay.
would be appropriate here.
Gotcha. I would very much like that. Okay. Etiquette, charisma. So I do have a new specialty in
Hmm.
etiquette specifically for Ventru.
There you have
Would
it.
this
That would.
would this
Yes, it would 100% apply here.
okay, excellent. Okie dokie. 4 successes.
4 successes. Yeah. Harish, sorry, Alan Sovereign is a man of numbers,
Mhm.
statistics, and probability.
Yeah,
He is not someone who is going to care if you ally yourself with Horatio Ballard. He
sure.
himself also doesn't like Horatio Ballard. He thinks Horatio has a tendency to put up a front of being a Ventru, but then in like back alleys and corners is a degenerate.
Yeah.
But Alan Sovereign is, as long as you don't undermine Kevin Jackson or the Ventru, he's not going to care.
Okay.
True
Would I
neutral would be his alignment.
100%? Yeah, no, I get that, or at least lawful neutral. Um,
Mm,
I guess I want to gauge because he's telling me this in front of Alan.
yeah.
Would a 4 let me see if Alan's like, or like interested about what's about to happen, or is just like looking at his nails, like he doesn't really
4 will
care?
definitely tell. Alan is like, you'll see just the slightest tick in his face because he hasn't heard of this property.
Interesting.
And Alan Sovereign tends to hear at least everything that
Okay.
news and circulation of that, at least
Okay.
in that aspect.
Right. I mean, yeah, absolutely. He's the dude. So do I know what property he's talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead and give me what would fit here? I think streetwise for sure.
Okay.
And it's either going to be your choice, intelligence or wits.
I will do intelligence.
Okay.
Not that there is any difference between
Hmm.
them. Oh boy. Um.
You may always tempt the beast and rouse.
Fuck.
So I got a really random question from
Yeah.
from
Mhm.
from Side Peanut Gallery.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Because this seems to be a monetary thing with like the finance. Would he know like financially what would be interest to
Say if
Ballard?
Donovan wanted to know, like, if they were going into, like, a social combat and were negotiating, like, money or something,
Okay,
Sure.
that'd
then
be more
Donovan would be able
finance.
to roll
Got
yeah,
it.
to, like, know its actual
It's
worth,
just it's a
but
really weird like thing, and I'm like,
Mhm.
I don't know if
yeah.
finance would work for this.
Also,
Yeah,
if
no,
there's,
I
like
get you.
yeah.
I get you. I get you. Okay. Fuck. All right. Okay. I think I'm gonna do wits then,
Okay.
and I'm good. I'm tempting the beast.
Okay.
I'm
Tempt that
doing it.
beast.
I'm tempting that beast. I'm hopefully don't regret this.
It's
Mhm.
not like there aren't Meals on Wheels here.
There are
Right,
meals
but
on
I'm so particular.
I know.
Fuck.
mm, yep.
All right, 300,
Your
baby.
yep. Even though you're in the midst of negotiation, your mind kind of wanders to Thea because
Mm-hmm.
she's so pretty and bold.
Yup.
And just there was something about her that you couldn't quite put your finger on, and you who very fervently seeks the potential in others.
Yeah.
When you can't put a finger on someone's qualities, it
Mm-hmm.
sticks in your brain.
Absolutely.
But
2 successes.
2 successes. Yeah, you know exactly what property he's talking about.
Okay.
There is a basketball court that's it's like on the edge of your domain.
Okay.
It's kind of a lot of from your connections within your domain. A lot of people in the neighborhood have been petitioning for it to be renewed, to just like cleaned up. There are a bunch of cracks in it. A couple of people have gotten like definitely kind of drug dealers. People have gotten hurt there,
Yeah.
so it's been closed off. But there are some others, more affluent individuals, who want to turn it into a apartment complex because it actually has really good access to the railway,
Mm-hmm.
the
Yeah.
loop, which is what it's called.
Yeah.
And your influence, your and your coteries influence on the domain have definitely increased the tourism and the money flow there.
Okay.
So you know exactly what property he's talking about.
Interesting. Cool. So I'll nod. Yeah, I'll yeah, I'm not gonna just say yes. I'm
Okay.
gonna I'm gonna I'm gonna kind of yeah, I think I'm
We're
gonna
gonna
talk
dip
with
into a
him.
social intrigue. All right.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna give the role to you. Unlike in a combat intrigue where
Mhm.
health boxes are on the line, in a social intrigue, it is willpower that is on the
Right.
line,
Mhm.
where the two parties are battling out to try and convince the other onto their side, whether that is in negotiations or if people are one day bold enough to address the prince in front of Elysium. Now, because you are sitting with Horatio Ballard, kind of privately, you do have a status of 2. So you do not have any penalties to your dice roll for talking to someone of a higher status because Horatio
Thank God.
Ballard is not officially the primogenitor of the venture, so he does not have a higher
Yeah.
status than you. There are no situational bonuses for either of you either because the Succubies
Sure.
Club is neutral ground.
Yeah.
And I think that'll set up for like situational dice. So, Donovan, the lobby of the conversations toward you, Horatio has kind of
Mhm.
given you the setup. He wants you to sell
Yeah.
him the property and not Adzi. But that's all that he's given you.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, and I go. I think he's kind of leaning forward and he'll lean back, cross one of his legs, and he goes. I mean, Mr. Bowell, we just switched from politics to business quite fast there. If you mean me, if I adjust my neck a moment, but like you, I assume you're talking down on, I think down near Clavering, the basketball court.
The one and the same.
I see, and you seem to have alluded earlier that the politics and this business transaction are somehow connected, but Mr. Ballard, I have to say this is unprecedented. I have yet to receive a claim from, well, who we both know. And you wish me to just sign off on that buy?
Going to come. So
If you excuse me, Mr. Ballard, if it's a bit impertinent, but I do just have to ask, why should I? And it's like a very why should I?
Yeah.
Stare, as in I'm not one of your starstruck little toadies. I'm not just gonna say yes to you.
Yeah.
If you want to discuss, let's discuss, but don't just try to whipjack me.
So is this going to be more persuasion or intimidation? Because you're not backing down.
Good point. I'm gonna say persuasion. I'm not trying to intimidate him. I'm trying to come from a position of power. I am just going to be like, it's sort of like I'm coming at him like if this was Game of Thrones, it's a convince argument. Like,
understood.
Sell me why I would do this.
All right, so go ahead and roll me charisma and persuasion. Yes, and Horatio Ballard is going to combat that with his resolve and subterfuge.
Okay.
In a social intrigue, you are able to resist either with a social or mental trait combined with a skill to maybe counterbalance the assault of someone else's dice.
I do have the fortitude ability of resisting that kind of stuff.
Okay, so that will come in
when I'm I'm attacking right now, right? Gotcha. Yes. All right, so I do have a bonus in convince in persuasion, so I would say this would be a part of that.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. So listen, I got shot so much during that fight, but this is the fighting I can do.
Yeah, so it's gonna use his subterfuge and his resolve to try and combat that.
Okay, here we go.
And no.
All right, that's 5 for me and 2 for him.
That's actually 4 because he crit.
I didn't even see.
That's okay. No
excellent.
Yeah. So he does take a superficial damage to his willpower. As you say, why should I? And he definitely gets flustered a bit because he's just like, I'm Horatio Ballard.
I'm Horatio. And it's just like, I know your name.
And he's like, and he like chuckles a bit, tries to get him like kind of fall back into his mask. He's like, Donovan, that's why I've always liked you. You're always, even no matter how fast the conversation changes, which it needs to be, especially in this fucking city. Everything can change in a fucking second, but you always pick up on it. The reason why is, well, I mean, aside from obviously paying you and going through the proper channels of, the proper daylight channels, I have some pull in the city. It hasn't forgotten me yet. I know all the young bloods are, doing their own thing, but old Ballard still has his fingers in some pies. So, I could offer a thing or two if it would sweeten the deal.
Okay, so is this him coming on to me now?
Yeah, let me just double check what he is going to do. I'm just trying to make sure. Okay. Just double checking like how much he can offer you. So, like, listen, I know, at least the rumors going around, how you're an opportunist, or you like to take advantage of opportunities, presented to you. Your little, Clyde, that kid. I know he's, I've kept an eye on him before you snatched him up. I was still pretty upset about that, and I'm gonna be very honest with you. But there's another Nosferatu that I could get him in line in. She's a hound of the prince. I could give an introduction to that. Get your friend up in the world, and we all know when our friends move up in the world, we move up in the world. So I could offer that introduction. She's one of mine. So so he's gonna try and push. So he's going to use his manipulation and his
Definitely sounds like manipulation.
yeah. He's gonna use his manipulation and his persuasion.
Okay. Do I decide what to defend
You get
with?
to
Do you tell
decide
me?
what you defend with.
Okay. Can I defend with
Sorry, I should clarify. It would normally within the boundaries of Elysium, it would
yeah.
have to be a social or mental stat. If you
Yeah,
decide
well,
to use
yeah.
if you decide to use a physical, it becomes a whole different.
Yeah, no, I'm not
now.
gonna be like, okay, yeah, let's see, I'll defend with melee with firearms. Just like, what the fuck? Yeah, so can I defend with? This is what I'm gonna pitch. Can I defend with composure and wits? Like, I'm not going to reveal I'm too interested in that. I'm trying to keep the situation. I'm trying to keep very aware of the situation, and I'm trying to keep chill and calm as he's sort of slithering through with this little benefit. Do you think that could work?
Yeah, I think that definitely works here.
Yes. Okay. Excellent. Awesome. I will do that then. Can I add my fortitude dice to resist people trying to persuade, seduce, subterfuge me? Excellent. Okay. Here we go. Oh God, yeah, he got pretty good. I got even better, baby.
Even better. Horatio's words
7.
don't even phase you.
Does that go back on him because it's like in Mortal Kombat?
Not in. It is not this. Unfortunately,
Dang
an
it.
excess of successes does not. If you had suffered any willpower wounds in this conversation, actually, with a crit, I will say you can get rid of a superficial willpower wound.
Hell yes. Back up to max. Yeah. So yeah, he sprinkles. He's trying to talk. That's like, ooh, that's pretty cool. I could get you an introduction. But I know with the crow, the 7 there's something about this block, right?
There's something he's not telling you.
Yeah, and he goes, well, gee, Mr. Ballard, that does sound like a swell offer. I think I do find the idea of that quite tempting. I would, but there is just something. If Mr. Ballard, if you could just indulge me in something, I've just got something in this back of my head. Why would Horatio Ballard, the king of the block, be so interested in this little spot? So much so that one of my main rivals, Adzi, would be willing to come to me with a deal for it. Now that piques my interest. Now I have my own plans for that spot. So I'm now, a loss and a gain, that puts me in the black. And if I'm in the black in a deal, I don't take it. So what I think I'm trying to say, Mr. Ballard, if we can speak like plain, as men of our stature are wont to do. Why are you trying to why are you trying to yank my pants off, Mr. Ballard? I don't appreciate that. I've always been straight with you, and I don't quite like the tone of this conversation. I think we need to readjust if we're going to move forward in this business. So I'm trying to, I don't know if it's obvious. I'm trying to basically say, cool, cut your shit. I know what you're trying to do. Don't insult me. I'm not, again, I'm younger than you. Yes, but that's all I am.
All right, so I think that's definitely charisma. You forcing, not forcing, but using your force of presence to try and get the truth from him. So I think it's still leaning toward persuasion to me because you haven't outright threatened him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'd agree with you there. I probably won't threaten him. Not super my style. I might. It depends on how fucking uppity he gets.
Yeah.
So I get that bonus there.
He is for sure going to try to use composure and subterfuge because he.
Yep. But he's a little mad after that.
Yep.
Oh no, Monsieur Ballard.
Monsieur Ballard.
Unfortunate. All right, I'm not using presents or anything. So here we go. And then one, yeah. Yes, okay, yes, I put that in there. Okay. Wow, one higher.
You may use willpower rerolls.
I mean, I just got it back, so might as well. I want to hit him hard. So. Oh, that's a crit. That's a crit.
That is a crit. Yeah, that takes Horatio Ballard out. The man is not known for his managed temperament. Yeah, and you see his Scotch glass begin to crack in his hand. And Horatio looks like he's about to stand up and say something, but Sovereign says, "Need I remind you, Mr. Ballard, of the rules and stipulations of Elysium? Best to take the loss with grace." And Horatio...
I love Sovereign so much, sorry.
And Horatio, sits in his seat, and, you can hear the leather creak beneath him. He was like, yeah. "Fine, Donovan. You got me. There's some rumors I'm trying to track about something that was buried beneath the concrete. I don't know what it is, but I'm interested. I'm still willing to pay you for it, but I just don't want... I heard Odzi through my channels was interested in it, and anything that fucking rat wants, I don't want him to have."
That I can sympathize with you on, Mr. Ballard. Well, that is a very reasonable request. Then let's do it this way. Why don't you uphold your end of the bargain, and we'll go on this in a joint venture. Still my property, and my people will excavate, but you and your people will be there. We can see together what we find, and make sure that he doesn't get any part of it. Does that sound fair, Mr. Ballard?
I guess.
Puts a hand out.
Yeah, he dunks his cigar in his Scotch glass and then shakes your hand. He's not happy. His hand is overly sized, but not in someone who just has large... It's just a sausage on appendage. Yeah.
Yeah, I just
shakes
give him a firm shake. I go, can't wait for that introduction. And
wait, hold on. And before he's able to clarify, Prince Kevin Jackson returns. And before anyone's able to clamor near him, he's like, "Donovan, Seraphima, my office."
Yep. Sir, gentlemen. And he'll just stand up, clasp his suit, and walk forward.
And you hear Horatio stammering and stuttering, trying to find words, and Alan Sovereign's just...
I did in front of Alan Sovereign.
Mhm.
Look at me, senpai.
I mean, a little bit. Like the dude's like the financial genius behind Kevin Jackson,
Yep.
and that's like my shit. So I'm like, it's a little like, oh, senpai.
But yeah, I probably would have started laying out like the rumors and stuff during
Yeah.
like that whole
So
thing.
go ahead and give me just a base manipulation subterfuge.
Lovely. Could I add my lies to it?
Of course. I believe you are
Lovely.
spreading lies.
And it's social, so do I get the plus
Yeah.
2?
Yes, you do get the +2.
This is our battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
Revel in it.
Subterfuge. Manipulation. Plus 3.
I got 3 hunger, and I don't like going into a conversation with Kevin Jackson with 3 hunger. Whoa.
It's fine.
Crit!
3.
Oh, crit!
Yeah. Oh, snap. 4. Okay, nice. And not a messy crit, which is always, more fun.
I gave you those
but
last
not as
time.
exciting. That's very true, but I'm greedy.
It's okay. It'll come when it counts with the prince. So you can
Okay.
enjoy it.
Oh god, we're gonna tank so hard.
Tank so hard.
Zero.
I mean, there's two of you and only one of him. It'll be fine. Yeah, you feel he's not a god. So yeah, you feel you've successfully began planting these rumors of seeing Moira talking to rather flirtatiously with Genghis.
Yeah, it's like I want those rumors, and then I also would have wanted like to start planting rumors to help reveal how people are like feeling and like trying to like get like some of the things to crop up. It's like I'm trying to like insert things that could slightly like trigger certain key people in the process.
Like someone's like, I don't want Lasombra, and then you're like, well, I heard your Primogen was sort of interested in them, and like, oh, and see if that suddenly changes their tune.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
no problem. You definitely are getting definitely some different voices. Like the Malkavians are just like, well, I think it'd be interesting, and then you hear Newberry said absolutely not. You hear that
which supports what I found out about him.
Yeah, the Toreadors are definitely split. It seems like they're all just like, whatever. I mean, Sierra seems really pretty and cute, so I mean, if all Lasombra are like that, that's fine. And Annabelle's just Annabelle seems to be whatever, but throwing those seeds that Annabelle could be interested in them, definitely immediately turns anyone who's just like, well, no, but is like, Annabelle seems like she likes them. Well, then absolutely. I mean, if Annabelle wants them here, then obviously I want them here. And sprouting those rumors up. And by the end of this with a crit, it's definitely Moira and Genghis have had an affair for the longest time, and it's only just now that it's cropped up.
Yes.
And it's starting to be impossible to hide.
Oh, I love you so much.
So that's just solidified between just all the roses that Moira and Genghis have actually been an item for decades.
It's only now coming to light where they feel like we're comfortable in public.
And I mean, for certain Toreadors, what's better, the Lasombra or this rumor right now? Who knows? But yeah, so you definitely think you've succeeded in your task in that nature.
Whisper campaigns.
All right, so you all are brought into Kevin Jackson's.
Yeah. I'll wait. I'll get close to Kevin and then suddenly stop a bit away and wait with my arm out for Seraphima.
Take it.
Yeah.
Follow
So
in.
you all go to his private offices that have an immediate difference in decoration. Kevin Jackson's decorations is pragmatic, simple, and to the point. And it's immediately cuts off sound from the club. You do see Sierra kind of standing in the middle of the office, and when she sees you, you both do see her physically like relax at the sight of you.
Good. That's a good reaction. We want that reaction.
Yeah. And then Kevin Jackson kind of whirls on you, and you all see that his eyes are bright red. He's like, I'm going to ask this fucking one time. Did either of you know what she was going to say?
No.
Okay. You two are being truthful.
We are.
So Kevin Jackson kind of takes an inhale and nods, goes to his desk, turns and leans on it, and is right. So I don't suppose that she told you of her intentions before she showed up if you didn't know.
Not even a little. Honestly, I was thinking probably the same thing you were thinking. I was thinking we had 2 more converts, like Wraith. But this, I wasn't even on my mind.
Mm. Yeah.
And she definitely gave no hint. It seemed more like she was here to do business, honestly, but she's good.
Mm. Yeah, and Sierra is stands up straighter and says, Prince Jackson, I hope that you can understand based on the testimonies of the kindred that you yourself hired to escort my brother and I to be here, that my intentions are noble ones. Yeah, and Kevin Jackson looks at her and then looks back at the two of you. Yeah, where is the other delegate?
Like, smile. No, like a bit, and then like look real irked.
Mm-hmm.
I go, I think my people are gathering him at the moment, from what I understand. He, well, I don't think he shared the same intention that Miss Van Burris here had. In fact, I'm I'm not even sure if he was aware of why they were here, and if he was, he had no intention of upholding that idea. Miss Van Burris, however, has been nothing but forthright and accommodating. I find her presence quite invigorating for the Camarilla. Her partner, however, I would honestly suggest harsher dealings. Though they are sirekin, from what I understand, I believe they come from 2 very different schools of thought.
No. We're gonna make an example out of him. So if your people are on it, let them know that I want him alive.
Oh, they know, sir. They always know.
So,
and Donovan, when he says make an example, Donovan's eyes turn red and he just looks like, fuck yeah. like, fuck that motherfucker.
Yeah, and before he addresses Kevin Jackson, turns to Sierra. So, who is your sire then, Sierra, if we're going to get into details? And Sierra nods her head and it's just like, I am Sierra von Burris, childer of Sir Tally, legate and Templar of the clan Lasombra, who is child of Lord Leopold Vladimir, grandchild of Trico Bravor, and great-grandchild of Bucephus.
Hold on. Sir Tally, do I fucking know that name?
I'm going to say that is going to be an intelligence. Occult could work here, academics, and politics. Those three options.
I will do intelligence politics with my bonus in kindred politics.
Seraphima, you may also roll one because
Sure.
your sire is European and you could have possibly gotten word from there.
We'll go politics.
Yeah. The only reason I would say do I know is just because of like my interest in Lasombra clan in general because of Wraith.
2 for me.
All right, so 2 for Seraphima and
4 for me.
So Seraphima, you know of the title of Templar. It is a very prestigious title. It is up in the upper echelons. They are basically the judge an executioner and commander mostly of any kind of military movements of Clan Lasombra within the Sabbat. And yeah, Donovan with 4 successes, you know what Seraphima knows, and you also know that Tally is infamous. He has basted not just physically but also mentally against some pretty well-known even Ventru. He has met, challenged, and left intact, having had a confrontation with Fiorenza Savrona.
Oh fuck.
Of Clan Ventru.
Didn't he fight Theo Bell too?
He did.
Fuck.
And also left that battle.
And left that alive.
Alive. Probably both sides were definitely hurt.
Yeah.
But he was alive.
Yeah, Donovan's eyes go real wide. He goes, "The Black Knight?"
Yeah, Sierra nods, the one in the same. And yeah, Prince Kevin Jackson also seeming to be impressed.
He looks. I'll just look at the prince and be like, "That's a fucking pedigree."
That is. No, Kevin Jackson is just like, pedigree aside, how am I know if I'm even supposed to be able to trust you? And Sierra's just like, you allow them to have a Lasombra in their midst. Why not get their opinion on my clan's capabilities and what we are willing to do? And Kevin Jackson just looks at the two of you.
Looks at Seraphima. Kind of like stands up more. Well, what I've found through Wraith and bits of his sire, Clan Lasombra is vicious pragmatists. And I was just thinking to myself out loud with Mr. Sovereign, Mr. Ballard, that I haven't noticed that the Sabbat's activities have been so lessened in the States of late, small degrees. Mr. Wraith does not wait to attain his ambitions. He does every day with intense alacrity constantly prove how useful he is to my coterie. And he will not accept anything but ruthless efficiency. I've never known him to take a shortcut, and I've always known him to go to the straightest path to anything. I think the Lasombra are utterly wasted in the seething horde of the Sabbat. And, I mean, this move makes sense to me. Didn't before. Does now, the more I think about it. I mean, what with the Second Inquisition, the power shifts have radically. I mean, our God is dead. I think, but Chicago came out on top. So of course she's here. I think they can be useful.
Seraphima, do you have an opinion?
I feel that the Lasombra hold very similar values in some of their core clan beliefs, away from the Sabbat to the Venture, which should be admired. And the fact that the child, and possibly by instruction of the Black Knight, choosing your city as a possible bridge to return them back to the Camarilla, speaks very highly of you and the possible path that the entire clan could take.
I guarantee Sierra's going to work her ass off to make this work. And you heard her attitude, you heard her tone with you, sir. She's determined to not take no for an answer.
That's what I'm fucking worried about. A corrupt cop who gets embraced is one thing, and having a whole clan of fucking shadow dancers is a goddamn another.
I guarantee you right now, sir, if you ask her to do anything to guarantee this, she's gonna do it.
Both of you, please give me a persuasion charisma.
Okay.
Do we
Can
get anything from
convince
attractive?
Yeah.
Ha.
Yeah. Kevin Jackson is not blind.
All right, and
All right.
then let me just double check how many dice I get off of that thing. Come here.
Fuck. Okay, hold on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put my hands up right now.
Yeah.
Okay. I beseech thee.
I beseech thee.
I'm listening.
Can I am willing to burn a willpower.
Okay.
Just fucking burn
Just
it.
Scorch it? Okay.
Just scorch it. And not be able to repair it until such a time I am able to.
Yeah.
To not freak the fuck out in front of Prince Kevin Jackson.
That's very true, because I think it's the excitement of potential that is rearing your beasts up a bit.
Oh god,
that
yeah.
The prince would be a fucking moron to not take up on this chance. So
And I don't want to be like, listen, man. Like I don't want to get up in his shit because he's
Understood.
not. He reads to me as a man who very much enjoys his personal space.
Fair. So Seraphim, go ahead and roll your dice. Well,
Okay, and then I'm assuming that the +2 social bonus from out in the other room does not carry over.
It does not apply in
That's
this
what I
room with
thought.
Kevin
Okay.
Jackson. Yeah.
I just wanted to confirm before
This will
I.
be a combined total of successes. So right now we're kind of like going good off the bat.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, so that's 5. Let me count what this is total.
Disgusting.
So
That's what it is. Disgusting.
6, 7, 8, 9,
8,
10,
13.
11, 13 successes. Jesus. So you beat the challenge to convince Prince Kevin Jackson, and I will accept your beseechment if you take an aggravated willpower to grab your beast by the throat and shove it down.
Aries, I know. Shut up.
It's just like potential.
You named our club after your beast. You named your beast.
No, it's my it's my descendant.
His beast comes with a heritage.
Yeah.
So
I have
I'm
the
teasing.
bloodline thing, so it's like the beast is all of them combined,
I'm joking,
essentially.
I'm joking.
Oh, I know,
I
know,
mean,
but like kind of.
It's the best joke to give to a Ventrue. Yeah, so with that, and Donovan, I think Seraphima, you've known Donovan a while, and you can see when his face starts to, like, the cheekbones begin to get a bit more pronounced, and you see his eyes flicker from that brandy-colored brown to, like, that crimson color and reverse, like, they're a bit flickering. He's holding on. He would be the kindred equivalent to salivating at the negotiations going on right now.
He's a businessman. This is a business deal.
Yeah. And you guys, as you present your arguments, very well and eloquently spoken, Prince Kevin Jackson nods and gets a smile on his face and turns to Seraphima. Sorry, not Seraphima. Turns to Sierra and says, anything. So, if I just say, tell me. If you deliver all of your Sabbat elders to us with stakes in their heart, what would you say? And Sierra says, name the place.
Donovan just goes.
Yeah. And that for a second takes Kevin Jackson by surprise, but then his brain starts doing the internal math.
Yep.
As like, okay. And he goes, very well. I will set up a second Elysium for when Malenkov will be delivered. and the terms and conditions for any Lasombra who wishes to join the Camarilla, whether they be new or have been on temporary acceptance, will be as stands. The cost of a Sabbat elder of Clan Lasombra is my price. I will go have Alan Sovereign write it up. You are dismissed.
And I'll look at you, Seraphima. I'm guessing that means us, yeah?
Yeah,
Probably,
he
yeah.
is talking to the three of you.
Yeah. And I will just offer my arm to Seraphima and...
Yeah, it's
And
like
as you
I
all
think
leave,
there's like a slight head bow, like slight curtsy kind of a thing
Or
before like
Mhm.
taking the
Yeah.
arm and
Yeah.
out.
And before, as you're leaving, you hear Kevin Jackson, Donovan, as soon as Malenkov is delivered, let Alan Sovereign know I owe you a boon.
Like, of course, sir. And gives an extra nod.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we'll walk out, I guess, with Sierra.
Yeah, she walks out with you all.
Yeah, so the moment we're like all in like the hallway walking out, I'll like while walking, look at her and be like, not who you thought he was he?
I was told he was going to be like many Ventu princes, arrogant, impossible, and stubborn. And while he is those things, he takes advantage of opportunities presented to them, and that is a quality I can respect.
A quality rarely found these days among leadership. Well, congratulations, Miss Vimburus. You seem to have made history.
I could not have been here without the two of you. I have already promised a boon to one of your clanmates for the return of my bloodkin. And it seems that I would not be here without you and Seraphima's involvement. The prince seems to trust you to at least some degree.
Glad you recognize that.
So, as the only currency of which I am able to say thank you, should you ever be in need of a haven outside of your own, I can provide my services in that respect. As I pull up the name of her hotel chain before I give you the wrong name. Nope.
Secretly Hilton.
LMNOP.
It's the whole Hilton chain.
No, it's not the Hilton.
Poor
LMNOP.
It'd be ginormous though, the entire
I
fucking
literally cannot read letters if I need them to be. Okay, here we go. Let me find it.
Holiday
Okay.
Inn.
No, it has a very distinct name that you and Donovan would know, but I need to.
Is it like a Kindred?
No, it's
hotel,
it's a kind hotel. I just need to find it. Oh god. Oh no, do I not have it anywhere?
That's okay. You can tell us later. We'll say
The Sexy Shadow Hotel.
The Sexy Shadow Hotel.
the Diamond Yama.
It's a B&B.
It's an Airbnb. Get it right.
No, it's actually a pretty big hotel chain. It's worth about like she herself the hotel chain until I can get it to you guys. I have it. It is the Diamond Yama.
I had it.
Mm-hmm. And that is a luxury hotel line that the
Yeah.
two of you know
Yeah, it
very
is.
well.
They just give you like, all right, here's 3 pounds of truffles. Do you want this on anything?
Mm-hmm. And apparently, that is hers.
We have white and we have black
Sex.
truffle. Would you like both?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What do I look like? A peasant, of course.
A peasant, of course.
I would like it grated and shaved.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Donovan will nod and go. He like. There's definitely a recognition of. Definitely I'm impressed because
Mm-hmm.
I know that chain. That's a
Game
luxury
recognizes
chain.
game, yes.
He
Mm-hmm.
recognizes game.
I go. Well, I look forward to continuing prospering business between us. I think between our groups.
I'm going to retire for the evening and prepare for when my brother is delivered to us.
Nods.
Yeah. And she glides out. So the two of you will have an opportunity to discuss amongst yourself and possibly talk to maybe each of you, one more member of Elysium, before you have to retire for the evening as dawn chases away even the most ambitious of predators.
Gotcha. I will say, like, just before we get into that, I will just want to like say to Seraphima when like the moment we're alone, being like, I don't know if I could have held it together if you weren't in there with me. I felt your eyes, and I think it brought me back. So, thank you.
Oh, well. It's not like you're hard on the eyes.
I think smiles. Goes, oh, I try. Well, it can't be effortless like some of us.
Well, what exactly would we like to achieve? You'll be very happy to know there's been development on the whole Moira Genghis rumor.
A little flash of red, like, is that so?
Supposedly they've been dating for forever and they're only just now becoming public.
If we were both human, I would marry you. Kisses her hand.
You showing interest in something other than money?
And she's witty too. What a firecracker. Tonight was... It was good. It was a lot, but I am spoiled in your partnership. All right. What do we want to accomplish? Ugh.
Well, you got to play with Mr. Ballard and Mr. Sovereign.
Yes.
I'm sure that there's more going on. Oh, I don't believe I got to catch you up on this. There's one primogen that seems to get very heated under the collar in regards to Lasombra in general.
Who's that?
One Mr. Jason Newberry. I sensed a taste of, let's say, fear.
Fear. Yeah, when you say Jason Newberry, they're like my fangs definitely like distend a bit, and I'm just like, eh.
Apparently, there's something personal involved. I would assume if fear is involved.
Jason Newberry afraid of Lasombra. What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know.
I will remind the two of you, you still have, I believe it's 2 members of that coterie that attacked you staked in the trunk.
We do. Oh, I'm ready to fucking talk to them.
So, would we like to call it an evening and deal with our luggage?
I think that is an excellent idea. I think we've
made Severin and Alexander wait just enough.
Oh, do I dare stop Severin's torture? I suppose. Yes, let us go deal with our luggage before the dawn sets upon us. I think we've made our impact here. I think it will be remembered. Now let's walk out and have everyone watch.
Well, I do look damn fine in this outfit, so it's only right that they look.
Damn straight.
Yeah, I will say, as you all are leaving Club Seraphima, you do feel the hot gaze of someone glaring at you. And even if it's, I won't have you roll, but just casually looking around, you do see the kindred that was speaking to Donovan. And the woman beside her is the one who brought in that parade of humans, that young looking, olive skinned, dark haired, kindred in the
Yellow
mini
dress, yeah.
dress. Yeah, they're kind of like both elbows are like leaned on the countertop, basically like girls chatting, but the one who was speaking with Donovan, Thea, she is glaring daggers at you. But that is where we will close for the first part of our coteries interactions. And when we come back from our break, we will get the coterie all back together in the bright bright new evening. That sure, we'll go with that.
I
It'll
mean,
be
it's
a new
Chicago. It'll be very
it's
bright.
it
In the
will
bright
be.
moonrise, yes.
Yeah, so please come back and watch us. Thank you for sitting with us with our two social combatants. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you when we come back from the break.